Insurance is supposed to protect you, but the truth is, one wrong move could cost you thousands. Most people don't realize the biggest risks come from simple mistakes, ones that are easy to avoid if you know what to look for. In today's video, I'm breaking down the 5 most common insurance mistakes that could drain your wallet, and how you can protect yourself starting right now. The first mistake is underinsuring yourself. Too many people choose the cheapest plan possible thinking, well, I'll probably never need it. But here's the reality. If your home is worth $300,000 and you're only covered for $150,000, you could be left paying the difference out of pocket if disaster strikes. The same goes for auto insurance. If your liability limits are too low, one major accident could leave you in debt for years. Remember this, insurance isn't about the premium you pay. It's about the protection you get when everything goes wrong. Mistake number 2 is not knowing your deductible. The deductible is the amount you pay before your insurance kicks in. Many people choose a high deductible just to lower their monthly premium, but when they actually need to file a claim, they can't afford the $2,500 or $5,000 out of pocket. Here's the lesson. Don't just think about what you can afford monthly. Ask yourself, if something happened tomorrow, could I actually pay my deductible? If the answer is no, it's time to adjust your coverage. Mistake number 3 is ignoring exclusions. Insurance policies are full of fine print, and in that fine print are the things that aren't covered. For example, most standard homeowners insurance policies don't cover flooding. Imagine your basement fills with water, and you call your insurance company, only to hear, "Sorry, that's excluded." This happens every single day. The way to protect yourself? Always ask your agent, what's not covered in this policy? Knowing what isn't covered is just as important as knowing what is. Mistake number 4 is forgetting to update your policy. Life changes fast. You buy a new car, you remodel your home, you get married, or you welcome a baby into your family. But if your policy doesn't reflect those changes, you may not be fully protected. Here's an example. Someone renovates their home, adding $50,000 worth of upgrades. A year later, a fire damages the property, but the policy was never updated. That $50,000 investment? Gone. Insurance should grow with you. At least once a year, review your coverage and update it based on your current life and assets. And mistake number 5? Shopping only on price. We all love saving money, but the cheapest policy usually comes at the highest cost when you actually need it. Insurance is not like buying a t-shirt, it's buying financial protection. A $30 difference in monthly premiums could be the difference between having full coverage in an emergency or being stuck with a denied claim. Instead of asking, "What's the cheapest policy?" start asking, "What coverage do I actually need to protect myself?" Because when disaster strikes, you'll be glad you invested in the right protection. When most people shop for insurance, they don't see the product, they only see a number. $40 a month versus $70 a month. Naturally, your brain says, take the cheaper one, save the money. Psychologists call this present bias. We're wired to care more about what we save today than what might happen tomorrow. And because insurance is intangible, you don't touch it, you don't feel it, you don't use it until disaster strikes. Price becomes the only visible thing. But here's the trap. The value of insurance is only revealed when life blindsides you. And by then, it's too late to change your policy. Let's do some quick math. Say you save $20 a month by going with the cheapest plan. Over a year, that's $240. Over 5 years, $1,200. Sounds pretty good, right? Now, imagine you get into a car accident and your medical bills and damages total $50,000. But your cheap policy only covers the bare minimum, let's say $25,000. That means you're stuck paying the remaining $25,000 out of pocket. So you saved $1,200, and it cost you $25,000. That's not savings, that's gambling. And the odds, they're not in your favor. The truth is, when you shop only on price, you're not buying peace of mind, you're buying risk. And you're betting your financial future against luck. So what exactly do cheap policies leave out? Let's break it down. Low liability limits. First, low liability limits. Many states require only $25,000 in liability coverage, but real-world accidents often cost 2, 3, even 10 times that amount. Second, high deductibles. That $500 you thought you'd pay out of pocket? In the cheapest plans, it might secretly be $2,500 or more before coverage even kicks in. Third, exclusions. Rental car coverage? Not included. Flood damage? Not included. Certain medical procedures? Denied. And finally, claims handling. Cheaper carriers often keep premiums low by denying more claims or making the process so difficult that people give up. Imagine paying for coverage, only to fight tooth and nail just to get the protection you thought you already bought. Let's talk about the human side, because numbers only tell part of the story. The financial strain of an uncovered claim doesn't just hit your bank account, it spills into every area of life. Families drain their savings. People take on debt they can't manage. Some even delay medical treatment because their policy doesn't cover enough. And then there's the emotional toll. The stress of fighting with an insurance company, the uncertainty of how you'll pay, the guilt of not having chosen better coverage. Cheap insurance often costs you peace of mind, and that's something you can't put a price on. This is where we shift the perspective. Insurance should never be judged on price alone. It should be judged on value. Ask yourself, what am I actually getting for the money I'm paying? For example, paying $30 more per month might buy you an extra $500,000 in liability coverage. That's like buying $500,000 of protection for the cost of one dinner out. When you think about it that way, the real question isn't, what's the cheapest policy? The real question is, what protection gives me the most value for my money? Here's how you can shop smarter. Step 1. Identify your risks. What do you own? What do you earn? What could you lose? Step 2. Compare coverage first, price second. Put the policies side by side and ask, what's missing in the cheaper one? Step 3. Ask the right questions. What's excluded? What's the deductible? How do they handle claims? Step 4. Bundle only if it makes sense, not just for discounts but for consistent coverage across the board. The point is, be intentional. Don't just click the lowest number on the screen and hope for the best. Here's the reality. Paying more for insurance isn't fun. Nobody loves higher premiums. But what you're really buying isn't paper. You're buying stability. You're buying protection. You're buying the ability to sleep at night knowing that if the worst happens, you won't be ruined. Sometimes peace of mind is worth paying for. Because insurance isn't about today. It's about tomorrow. So let's recap. Don't ignore the fine print. Don't underinsure yourself. Keep your coverage updated. Understand your deductibles. And never shop based only on price. These 5 mistakes can cost you thousands. But with the right mindset, you can avoid them and protect yourself, your family, and your future. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to GC Academy, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because the best insurance policy is knowledge. And now you have it.